Something I've been having such a hard time wrapping my brain around is understanding certain behaviors. Because as I've gotten older and matured, my thing has been to try and understand the other party, understand where they're coming from, understand what may have caused certain behaviors. Because to me, being understanding of another point of view, of another belief, of another thought, opinion, motive, it does not mean you agree with said thought, action, belief, whatever. Just because you understand where someone's coming from doesn't mean that you have the same opinion or that you agree with their actions. So if you watched my last video, it was about how someone is not who I thought they were. I have been trying to understand their behavior, their actions. I've been trying to understand their line of thinking, what is driving them to act in this manner. Because maybe if I understand, maybe it'll just make it all click in my head, like to understand why they're acting this way. Now, remember, I don't have to agree with their behavior just because I understand their behavior. But the problem is, I don't understand their behavior either. So that's where I'm at right now. So I've known this person for quite some time, over 10 years now. And I know some of their past history. But something I've now realized is that a lot of the stories I've heard from them, a lot of the stories of their childhood, of their past experiences growing up and whatnot, I've now come to realize they're all one sided. They're all her version. They always say there's three sides to the story: your version, their version, and the truth. And I've realized leading up to now, I have always only heard her side, which makes sense because I don't know anyone from her past growing up, her family, anything like that. So there's no way for me to get another side of the story. Because of her recent actions, it has made me wonder, is there more to the story? Is there a reason why the villains in her stories were acting like the villain? By no means does it justify their behavior, because I do believe some of the stuff that she claims that they've done. I do believe them. Whatever happened in the past doesn't justify their behavior, but I do wonder, was there more to the story? And there probably was. These days, I have been really racking my brain trying to understand why they think and act the way that they do. There is a lot of manipulation involved. There's a lot of lying involved. There is a lot of stirring the pot drama involved. There's a lot of victimizing involved, self-victimizing, because oh my God, they are never at fault. It's always everyone else's fault. Everyone else caused whatever bad thing to happen. And it's gotten to the point where everyone is just like, fuck it. Like, they want to do it this way, we're going to do it this way, and we're just going to let them deal with the consequences. But when said consequences happen, suddenly it's not their fault. It's everyone else's fault, because why didn't you stop this? Why didn't you do this? You could have prevented this. The victim mindset is strong with this one. But I go back to trying to really understand the why, the mindset of what is causing this behavior, because nothing makes sense. There is so much contradiction in their behavior that nothing makes sense. And I've heard the phrase, be thankful that you don't understand why a person does what they does, because that means you would never consider doing whatever behavior or actions. To a degree, I guess that's true in this case, because I would not treat people the way they've been treating people. I would not be manipulating and lying the way that they have. But it's just at the same time, in my head, I'm like, there has to be a reason. There has to be a drive of some sort that makes them believe that they are not wrong, that makes them believe that they are doing the right thing, that there has to be, right? Because who in their right mind would think that this kind of behavior is acceptable? Who in their right mind would think that manipulation and lying is how you make friends, and how to get people to like you, and how to keep people liking you? Because common sense says, no, it's not. And people's behavior and people telling you, hey, I don't like you doing this, should tell you that you should stop doing this. But they won't stop. And that's where I'm just so confused. And I don't know how, frankly, I just don't know how to react. I don't know how to act. I don't know what to do because I can't find any logic. And if I can't find any logic and I can't even understand where they're coming from, I don't know how I'm supposed to proceed. If I don't know how to proceed, I don't know what to do. I keep trying to find a sense of understanding of like, what is the cause for this behavior? What is the drive? What is the intent? And everything I come up with, it just all conflicts with each other and nothing makes sense. So I keep trying to remind myself of that phrase, like, the whole, if you don't understand, be grateful, blah, blah, blah. Because I try to tell myself, because I can't understand it, does that at least show that like I would never do something like this? I guess. Because I believe this kind of behavior is wrong. This kind of treatment of people is wrong. But I thought that they thought this kind of treatment was wrong. So why are they doing it? I'm just so confused.